Catherine, Princess of Wales, known to the world simply as Kate Middleton, was never born into royalty, yet she has come to embody it in a way few ever have. Her journey, from an ordinary girl in the English countryside to the heart of the British monarchy, is one of grace, endurance, and transformation in the face of unrelenting attention. Long before she became a global icon, she was simply a young woman whose life would forever change through a love that captured both a man and a nation. Catherine Elizabeth Middleton was born on January 9, 1982, in Reading, Berkshire, to Michael and Carol Middleton. Hers was a comfortable, middle-class upbringing, nurtured by family warmth and ambition. Her parents, entrepreneurs who founded a successful party supplies company, built their lives from the ground up, ensuring their children Catherine, Pippa, and James would have access to opportunity. The Middleton family valued privacy, education, and a strong sense of community, grounding their children in quiet confidence rather than privilege. As a child, Catherine was spirited, yet composed, sporty, studious, and kind. She attended St. Andrew's School in Pangbourne, where she excelled in academics and athletics, playing hockey, and showing early signs of the discipline that would later define her royal role. Her teachers described her as polite and determined, with a calm resilience that made her stand out even then. But no one, not even Catherine herself, could have imagined how that quiet strength would one day be tested on the world stage. After her schooling at Marlborough College, a prestigious boarding school known for its academic excellence and social polish, she took a gap year, a decision that would prove pivotal. During this time, she traveled to Florence to study art, and later to Chile, where she joined a Raleigh International expedition, engaging in community work and leadership training. Those months abroad revealed not just a young woman finding herself, but one who was learning how to balance compassion with composure, traits that would become vital later in life. In 2001, Catherine began her studies at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, where she pursued a degree in history of art. It was there, within the ancient halls of the university, that fate quietly began to weave its threads. Among the students walking those cobbled streets was a young man whose destiny had been written long before his birth, Prince William, the future king of the United Kingdom. At first, their paths crossed like any other students in lectures, common rooms, and shared circles of friends. Catherine was known for her poise and kindness, admired by many but never boastful. Prince William, meanwhile, sought normalcy amidst the shadow of his royal birthright. Their friendship grew gradually, a quiet connection built on shared humor, trust, and understanding away from the world's gaze. It wasn't until a university charity fashion show in 2002 that their relationship began to shift. Catherine walked the runway, wearing a sheer dress, elegant yet bold, and as William watched from the audience, something changed. From that moment, the friendship between them deepened into something more intimate, more profound. It was not just attraction, but admiration, a recognition of kindred spirits in an environment that rarely allowed genuine connection. As the years at St. Andrews unfolded, their relationship blossomed quietly. They cooked together, studied together, and lived as any other young couple might, shielded somewhat by the university's respect for privacy. For a time, they experienced something precious, a normal life. Yet even then, the outside world loomed large. The press speculated, the public grew curious, and whispers of romance turned into headlines. Catherine's life was already beginning to transform under a spotlight she had never sought. Upon graduation in 2005, both William and Catherine faced the daunting transition into adulthood under vastly different circumstances. William entered military training, preparing for a life of royal duty and public service. Catherine took on roles in the family business and later worked in fashion, showing both independence and work ethic. Still, their relationship endured, tested by distance, public scrutiny, and the pressures of expectation. The first real fracture came in 2007, when the couple briefly separated. The breakup, though painful, revealed much about Catherine's character. Rather than seeking attention or pity, she retreated gracefully from the public eye. She spent time with friends, pursued her interests, and carried herself with dignity. It was this composure, her refusal to dramatize or falter, that earned her immense respect. Many saw in her not a heartbroken woman, but someone who embodied quiet strength and self-respect. By late 2007, however, their paths intertwined once more. William realized that what they shared was not fleeting affection, but enduring partnership. They reconciled privately, stronger and more certain than before. The lessons of that brief separation, independence, patience, and understanding, became the bedrock of their bond. As the years went on, the question of marriage loomed large in the public imagination. The press followed her every move, tabloids speculated endlessly, and the label Waity Katie began to appear, a cruel nickname born from the waiting years before the proposal. Yet Catherine, ever composed, never responded. Instead, she continued her quiet, measured life, proving through patience that love, when genuine, doesn't need to be rushed. Then, in November 2010, the moment finally came. During a private holiday in Kenya, William proposed with the iconic sapphire and diamond engagement ring once worn by his mother, Diana, Princess of Wales. The symbolism was immense, not only a promise of marriage, but a connection across generations, bridging the memory of Diana with the future of Catherine. When the engagement was announced to the world, Catherine stepped into her destiny with grace, humility, and the poise of someone who understood both the beauty and burden of what lay ahead. Their wedding, on April 29, 2011, at Westminster Abbey, was watched by hundreds of millions across the globe. It was a spectacle of tradition, romance, and symbolism, the beginning of a new royal chapter. Catherine's gown, elegant and understated, mirrored her personality, refined, graceful, and dignified. As she walked down the aisle to join William, the world saw not a fairy tale princess, but a woman stepping into a life of immense responsibility. Marriage to the future king brought not only privilege, but immense pressure. Every gesture, every word, every outfit was scrutinized. Yet, Catherine handled it with a calm that seemed almost unshakable. She redefined what it meant to be a modern royal, combining warmth and approachability with a deep sense of duty. In 2013, she gave birth to their first child, Prince George, followed by Princess Charlotte in 2015 and Prince Louis in 2018. With motherhood came a new chapter 1, where Catherine balanced the roles of mother and future queen with remarkable ease. Her approach was grounded and authentic. She prioritized family, often taking her children to school herself, embracing ordinary routines within an extraordinary life. As her public role expanded, so did her influence. Catherine championed causes close to her heart: mental health, early childhood development, and the well-being of families. Her initiatives, such as the Heads Together campaign, signaled a shift in royal advocacy from ceremonial appearances to genuine social impact. She was not just fulfilling duties, she was shaping conversations, using her platform for empathy and change. Yet, beneath the polished surface, the pressures were immense. The relentless media attention, comparisons to Diana, and the scrutiny of her every move demanded unwavering resilience. Catherine's composure, however, was not born of naivety, but strength. She had learned early that silence could speak louder than words, that dignity was the most powerful form of resistance. Her evolution from commoner to Princess of Wales represents more than personal transformation. It reflects a changing monarchy, one striving to connect with modern society. Catherine brought relatability to royalty, merging tradition with authenticity. Whether visiting schools, meeting healthcare workers, or attending state events, she exuded warmth that transcended formality. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away in 2022 and King Charles III ascended to the throne, Catherine officially became the Princess of Wales, inheriting the title once held by Diana. It was a moment filled with both reverence and responsibility. Many saw her as the bridge between past and future, honoring Diana's legacy while charting her own path with William by her side. In the years that followed, Catherine's role deepened even further. She became a symbol of continuity, elegant yet approachable, disciplined yet empathetic. Her presence offered stability during times of change, and her quiet strength inspired a new generation of royal watchers. She proved that leadership in the modern age does not always require grandeur. Sometimes, it simply requires grace. As the years passed, Catherine's role as Princess of Wales deepened into something far beyond ceremonial appearances. She had become a defining figure of the modern British monarchy, not through power or proclamation, but through the quiet influence of authenticity. In a time when the royal family faced scrutiny and shifting public trust, Catherine's calm, compassionate presence stood as a symbol of steadiness, grace, and hope. Her marriage to Prince William continued to evolve not just as a partnership of love, but as a shared purpose to carry the monarchy into a new era where relevance was measured not by grandeur, but by connection. With each passing year, Catherine refined her role with remarkable precision. Her fashion choices, once mere subjects of tabloids, became instruments of soft diplomacy. Every public appearance was studied not just for style, but for meaning. The way she dressed, spoke, and listened reflected an understanding of symbolism that few public figures could match. Whether wearing a local designer during a foreign visit or reusing an outfit to promote sustainability, Catherine used her image not as vanity, but as a language one that communicated respect, empathy, and modern awareness. Beyond the spotlight, she worked tirelessly to bring depth to the issues she championed. Her work in early childhood development became a cornerstone of her public mission. Through initiatives like the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood, she sought to reshape how society understood the formative years of life. She spoke with parents, educators, and scientists, emphasizing how emotional well-being in early years could define the trajectory of entire generations. This was not the work of glamour, but of legacy, a royal using her platform not to merely be seen, but to make a difference that endures. As her children grew, George, Charlotte, and Louis, the world watched the next generation of royals unfold under her guidance. Catherine, ever mindful of balance, strived to offer them a semblance of normalcy amid the extraordinary. School runs, birthdays, holidays, moments that, for many, seem ordinary, became statements of intentional simplicity. In doing so, she demonstrated that modern royalty could still be human. She and William nurtured a home rooted in affection and humility, setting a new example of parenting under the crown. In public, Catherine's warmth became her most powerful quality. Her ability to connect a simple gesture, a sincere smile, an attentive ear resonated deeply with people across the world. When she met with children, spoke with mothers, or visited hospitals, her empathy felt genuine, unforced. Over time, the narrative surrounding her transformed. The headlines that once called her Weighty Katie had long faded into irrelevance. In their place was a new recognition. Catherine, the princess who redefined patience as strength and grace as power. As William took on greater responsibilities alongside King Charles III, Catherine's role expanded further. She stood beside her husband not just as consort, but as confidant and collaborator. Together, they projected unity, a partnership modeled not on hierarchy, but on equality and shared purpose. Many began to see in them the future of the monarchy, a blend of tradition and progress, heritage and humanity. Through state visits, charity work, and family appearances, Catherine carried herself with a quiet assurance that inspired trust. She never sought to outshine those around her, yet her presence always illuminated the room. She understood something profound, that influence is not about noise, but about consistency. Her voice, calm and measured, came to represent reliability in an unpredictable world. The media's relationship with her also evolved. Early skepticism gave way to admiration, even among critics. Her disciplined privacy, unwavering composure, and genuine compassion built a bridge between the institution she represented and the public it served. She became, in many ways, the face of the monarchy's future, not through revolution, but through refinement. As the years turned toward the mid-2000s, Catherine faced both triumphs and trials, moments of immense pride and quiet endurance. The weight of royal duty is not easily borne, and yet she carried it with unwavering dignity. Her grace was not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. Through personal challenges and public expectations, she remained constant, a steady heartbeat in the ever-shifting rhythm of the royal story. By now, Catherine's identity had evolved far beyond the labels once placed upon her. She was no longer simply the commoner who married a prince. She was a leader in her own right, a symbol of kindness, empathy, and strength. Her presence reminded people that true nobility comes not from birth, but from behavior. She embodied the idea that one could be royal and relatable, poised yet human. In interviews and rare public reflections, Catherine often spoke of the importance of family, mental health, and early education. Her words were thoughtful, never performative, as if spoken not to impress, but to inspire understanding. Those who worked with her behind the scenes often described her as diligent and deeply involved, someone who prepared meticulously and cared sincerely. For Catherine, duty was not performance, it was purpose. The world had changed since the day she first met William at St. Andrews. Monarchies had evolved, societies had shifted, and the scrutiny of fame had intensified beyond measure. Yet through it all, Catherine remained a symbol of balance, an anchor between past and future. In her, many saw reflections of Diana's compassion, the Queen's composure, and yet a distinct individuality entirely her own. She had learned from history without being confined by it. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II had marked the end of an era, and in the wake of that monumental change, Catherine's role became even more vital. Her presence alongside William and their children gave continuity to a tradition that might otherwise have felt fragile. The monarchy, under King Charles III, leaned on her warmth and steadiness to remain connected to the people it served. She became the unspoken bridge between generations, her calm demeanor silently reassuring a nation navigating change. In quieter moments, away from the cameras and ceremonies, Catherine found peace in the ordinary things: time with family, art, photography, nature. Her photographs, often shared through official channels, captured not staged perfection, but intimacy and life's gentle rhythms, the laughter of her children, the golden glow of the countryside, the fleeting moments that make existence beautiful. In her lens, as in her life, Catherine saw meaning in simplicity. The story of Catherine, Princess of Wales, is not a tale of sudden transformation, but of gradual, deliberate growth. Each chapter, from her early days in Berkshire to her years as a student, wife, mother, and princess, reveals a woman who learned to blend grace with grit. In every challenge, she found composure. In every triumph, humility. She represents not the fantasy of royalty, but the evolution of it, a modern monarchy grounded in humanity. As the cameras continue to follow her, as her children grow, and her husband steps closer to the throne, Catherine stands poised between history and destiny. The world watches, as it always has, yet she moves at her own pace, steady, thoughtful, never rushed. In a time defined by noise and speed, her quietness feels almost revolutionary. She has become the kind of royal who does not need to command attention because she naturally earns respect. Her influence is subtle, her impact enduring. Whether visiting a school, comforting a family, or representing her country abroad, she carries with her an aura of calm integrity, a reflection of values rooted not in status, but in sincerity. In the grand tapestry of royal history, Catherine's thread is woven with patience, resilience, and love. She did not inherit her place. She built it through choice, through strength, through an unwavering sense of self. Her journey reminds the world that monarchy at its best is not about crowns or ceremonies, but about the human spirit, about service, compassion, and the quiet courage to grow within the gaze of millions. As of today, Catherine, Princess of Wales, stands as one of the most admired women in the world. Her story, still unfolding, is a testament to endurance in an age of impermanence, to grace in a world that often forgets its value. And as she continues to walk beside the future king, raising the next generation of royals, she carries with her not just the weight of the crown, but the light of example, a light that will continue to guide the monarchy for decades to come. In her smile, people see warmth. In her silence, wisdom. In her presence, continuity. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Once a girl from Berkshire, now a cornerstone of a centuries-old institution, has shown the world that true royalty lies not in the crown one wears, but in the heart one reveals. Her journey is far from over, but her legacy is already written not in titles or triumphs, but in the quiet, enduring grace with which she has lived her life under the world's gaze. Thanks for watching.